Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we are doing episode 5 of the second place timeline alternate presidential histories. And so today we have President Aaron Burr attempting a second term against Rufus King. I think it's Ambassador Rufus King at this point. So, let's get a move on. 1 second. Okay. Let's get on, let's go fill out these safe states. We all know the safe states. Ohio at this point will be safe as well. That's all the safe states for good old Aaron Burr. Vermont would be safe. New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut would all be safe as well. So 46 to 45. So far it's pretty even. Now let's fill out the rest of the states from up to down. Now, I do think Aaron Burr will win the state of New York by a lean margin. Like I said last video, he wouldn't win it big like George Clinton would, considering that he was not as popular as he was back in the state. But he would still win it because the Mahomes state factor was actually a pretty big factor back in the good old day. He'd win Pennsylvania roughly by the same margin as well. At this point, like a lot of these states were trending towards that, was trending green, as I'm going to call it. Because the Federalist Party was just lacking down, its political power was dying super quick, and it would soon be replaced by the Whig come the next 3 or 4, maybe even 5 election cycles. Virginia would it be likely. Again, it's a southern state, but Virginia is usually close due to its big population. Maryland would be lean, Delaware would be likely, and New Jersey would actually go to Rufus King by a lean margin. And I don't know why that's a lot darker than the safe, but hey, it's fun. But anyway, guys, that is the map. Aaron Burr is re-elected at the end of the day, and let's say he wins by a landslide. Now let's take a look at what he does during his term, and it's a lot, and compared to the other 4 episodes, it's actually quite a bit. Okay, now President Burr's second term. Let's get on with it. Now, in 1805, not much here. The Lewis and Clark expedition still occurs, and the First Boer War finally ends. 1806, the construction of the National Road is authorized by Congress. 1807, this is where stuff changes. It's pretty big stuff. President Burr makes an attempt to annex parts of Mexico. He sends in the military without Congress approval. He does send in approval from Congress, but they tell him no, but he does it anyway. And the House goes to vote for to impeach President Burr on terms of abuse of power. And of course, the House Federalists fail to indict the president, and the vote is 90-52, not guilty. 5 Democratic Republicans, maybe 4, because Alexander Hamilton, this timeline, does become a congressman. 94, 4 of them decided, let's vote to impeach the guy, but they fail. Which, this situation about the president using the military without Congress approval is sent up to the Supreme Court, and it's months before we hear anything from them. And the Embargo Act of 1807 is passed this timeline as well. In early January of 1808, the Supreme Court case Burr versus House leads to the decision that the president has the control to send the military to war without Congress consent for 60 days. And after that 60 days, if it has not been approved by Congress, then they have to come back. No ands, ifs, or buts. No ands, ifs, or buts. The President Burr would then go a few weeks later, send the U.S. military to northern Mexico, or as we know it as the Texas Territory, which skyrockets the Mexican-American War to now. And of course, the act prohibiting the importation of slaves is passed. So we have a war going on in 1808, which is not good, but it still occurs. President Burr will most likely get Congress approval at the end of the day. But anyway, guys, this is the Chaotic One saying peace.